to the page. Today we're gonna do something very exciting, and that is wrenching on the LS S10. It's so weird saying LS S10. It's like a tongue twister. But we are back. This is part 2. We're gonna start wrenching on this a little bit more, and the goal is to finish it by this month, having it running and driving and looking beautiful. As for making it look beautiful, we're gonna start by removing these crusty mirrors and replacing them with some sportier ones that I got from eBay. For the mirrors, I actually got these from eBay, not Temu. I couldn't find anything on Temu, so I kind of had to resort to its competitor, eBay. And these are supposed to be OEM replacements, and it's just the sportier looking ones. Where's the opening? Right here. Right here. They're a lot smaller, a lot sportier, slimmer. Let's throw these on and let's see what the S10 looks like. Luckily, removing these is actually very easy. It's a couple of these bolts. Nothing serious, so let's remove this one. I just know for a fact this truck is going to look so clean once all said and done. The new grille with the new mirrors. I can see the vision here unfolding, but this is what it looks like. Come on now. You cannot tell me these don't look 100 times better. The truck looks a lot sportier, a lot cleaner. Looks way better than the crusty ones. What I like, it also takes, like, it's part of this pillar here. Like, it covers a lot of this and just makes it look fresh and new. Dude, it looks sick. Safety is my #1 priority. So now, it's time to start cutting the front supports. So for the people that don't know, the main problem with doing a LS swap onto an S10 is clearance. What we need to do is we need to shove the radiator inside of the core support, which I already started cutting up. I gotta cut it a little bit more. And yeah, we're just gonna cut it in so we can shove it in there. And hopefully it fits. So let's get started. First big chunk out. Gotta keep going, man. We're gonna cut the whole edge here. Cut this very top one there. Same for that one and the inside of that as well. So we're just gonna keep cutting until the radiator can sit on the inside. The support is now cut. The only thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab a grinder and we're just gonna grind the edges and just make it super smooth, because right now I feel like the edges are a little bit too sharp. So and because I don't want this rusting, just some Rust-Oleum flat black. There you go. It's been a couple days and I haven't really done much with the S10 lately because I've been waiting on a ton of parts and they've been slowly arriving, so I'm kind of excited because now I think we have everything to kind of get this thing started. So as you can see, we have a lot of boxes on the ground. I've also been driving all through Florida trying to find parts for these S10s. Turns out that parts for these S10s are so hard to find, and I've been driving all through Florida trying to find parts. I found a lot of parts, and I think I finally have everything to get this thing running. So now, let's get back to wrenching because we want to get super close to firing this thing on for the first time. As for the first part, we are going to be throwing this TBSS throttle cable bracket. Essentially, this is going to mount to the TBSS and allow you to run the stock S10 throttle cable to this throttle body. So if you want to use the stock throttle cable, you need to run this aftermarket bracket. So let's throw it on. Should be bolt on and should allow us to finally have a gas pedal. And we're pretty much done. So now, if I go inside the truck and give it a little bit of throttle, the throttle body should hopefully open up. Moment of truth. Will this work? Hopefully. Ready, set, go. Yes, sir. We have a working throttle. Now it's time to throw the power steering hose. Turns out you can actually run a stock Silverado one, so let's throw it on. Now that the power steering hose is on, the next thing I really want to do is replace the fenders on this truck because they were in horrible condition. I drove 6 hours yesterday to pick up some decent condition. These things look like they were painted with rollers, plus this big hole on the driver or passenger side, and this massive, massive dent on the driver's side. So now, let's remove them. Yes, sir. Got a new one going in. Look how straight this freaking thing is. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, it got super dark, but like, dude, I am so stoked. This thing's coming out so sick. The new fenders are on. The throttle body works. The power steering works. Let me just show you. Oh my lord, dude. Yes. That looks so beautiful. New fenders. I also went in through a brand new battery tray. The throttle cable is working now. Power steering is done. Driver's side fender is on. This thing's gonna be sick, man. This thing is going to be sick. Everything is slowly coming together. Next, we're actually gonna be throwing the fuel cell. I got a 20-gallon fuel cell from eBay. This thing was less than 150 bucks. Crazy to think how cheap these freaking things are. So let's throw it in the back of the bed. Let's bolt it through, make some holes, and we should have our fuel cell. Step one, let's drill the bed for the fuel cell. Fuel cell is now on. I'm super burnt, but I can't get over how good this freaking thing looks. Oh man, let me just show you. This thing looks so freaking rad. Boom. Dude. Oh my lord, this thing looks absolutely sick. As for the people wondering why I ran one, well, I don't have a stock fuel tank on this. The previous owner removed it. We bolted this thing on so it shakes the whole truck. This is not going anywhere. So we now have a fuel cell, so we're able to make lines and run them up to the engines. Now on the list, in order to actually steer this thing, you have to run an aftermarket steering shaft because the OEM one is a little bit too big. Luckily, this should be pretty much plug and play. It's a lot of moving parts, but it should be easy to install, and it's adjustable for any length that you may require. So let's shaft is in. As you can see, this thing has all the clearance it needs, and we can turn the wheel now. Officially the next day, and we're gonna continue working on this S10 until it's very close to running. And I think today we're just gonna do something that is going to make it look a little bit better, and that is installing a roll pan. And for people that don't know, this is called a roll pan. Essentially, this is going to replace the rear bumper because one, my rear bumper is super crooked, and two, I don't have the brackets for it, so I don't even know how to install it. So we removed the tailgate, and we're gonna throw this roll pan on, which is going to make it look very aggressive, very clean. Let's throw it on. First thing we're gonna do is actually drill the rear of the bed Holes are now drilled, so now let's install the rib nuts. And now for the rib nuts. There we go. Last thing we're gonna do is now oh my gosh, dude. That is insane. Look at the rear end of this thing now. Now, this thing looks like a race truck. Holy snap, man. It's all the little things that really make a big difference. This thing now has a roll pan. Looks incredible. Dang, man. And I'm thinking of actually running my exhaust through the middle, kind of like a Corvette on this truck. But even the tailgate opens. It touches a little bit on that side. Nothing too crazy, but dude, heck yes. To finish this video, we're gonna do one more thing because next video, I wanna get this thing running. So last I left off, I forgot to record this because I'm just bad at YouTubing. But as you can see, this thing now has an engine, it has mirrors, a couple other mods, and I forgot to record. Oh, we also have a dash we picked up. Forgot to record this, but yesterday we also threw a clutch pedal on here. The only other thing I need to do is we need to install the actual master and slave cylinder to the transmission, which I have over here. The only other thing you need to remember when doing this swap, you need several weird things. One, you can run the stock master, but you need to run a LS clutch pedal or clutch hose, clutch hose, and get the right adapter for it as well. So we have the adapter for this actual master here because we're using the internal slave from the LS. So you can't use the stock S10 master. You got to use the Silverado clutch line, and then you have to use the Silverado slave. So very confusing, but we're gonna get started. I think for today, the only other thing I want to do is finish the clutch. And after this point, we're gonna need transmission mount, harness, fans, and we can start this thing up. Or exhaust. Forgot about exhaust and drive shaft. So we're almost there. Now, let's get started. Let's get to work. Let's install the clutch system on this. Step one, we are going to be mounting the reservoir, or the clutch pedal reservoir, this one right here. On the S10, you can actually see two addentions here. I already drilled this one out, but they match perfectly to the actual reservoir. So first thing we're gonna do is drill it, put some rev nuts to make it look stock. And to finish the video, we are going to be doing one more thing. Now that my clutch pedal system, or my clutch system, is officially done, we can start fixing up the interior, and we finally got our first sponsor, which happens to be Auto Custom Carpets. They sent me 2 packages. I really don't know what's in here, so we're gonna open it together. But big shout out to Auto Custom Carpets. So Auto Custom Carpets definitely hooked it up. They sent me these OEM-like floor mats. They have the Chevy logo here, S10 here. They also got the color that originally came with this truck. And according to this is GM official, so it's a licensed product from GM. So this is practically OEM. On top of that, they also went above and beyond and sent me a OEM carpet as well. Dude, that is so beautiful. Luckily, nothing is bolted onto this thing. They just stripped this one, so that's gonna be a pain to pull. But we're not even gonna bother cleaning this carpet. We're just gonna toss it in the trash. And we're gonna take everything with it. So we're gonna remove the seatbelts and then junk the carpet. Now this thing should, there we go, come out. So we're just gonna dump it all in the trash. We are not keeping any of this. Now we're gonna vacuum clean the whole floor, clean it, and throw the new carpet on. Also, I got the name of the company that actually sponsored me a little bit wrong. It's actually Collector's Auto Supply. I'm gonna link them down below. Man, this truck came out so good. Let me just show you, because this thing is looking like a whole freaking truck, and it's all thanks to them. So big shout out, Collector's Auto Supply. Beautiful. Oh my Lord. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. The mats, incredible. The carpet, so sexy. Dude. Safe to say, we have a very sick truck now. And that's it for episode 2. I think the next episode, this thing should be running. So hopefully you guys are excited. We're gonna take this on a road trip across pretty much multiple states. We're gonna see if the Timo engine survives. So this is only episode 2. Episode 3, this truck should be running. So next video, I see you guys sometime next week. This will be running and hopefully driving. But dude, this truck is coming along so great. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned to find out if the S10 is going to survive.